My brother, it's good to see you. I'm so excited to do my last couple shows with you. And we're going to do 2 hours of Kitchen HQ. So we're going to start you off with the salad spinner. And I said to you when we got out here, I love this salad spinner. I own it. I'm an empty nester. I don't need to make salad for 12 people. Yep. But but having to have that big spinner or the big bowl and strainer, where do you store that thing? This is the perfect size, okay? It is mostly 5-star reviews. It is a 2.5 quart, so it'll hold a full bag of lettuce. Yep. All right? The best part is,
look at that.
You give it a little spin.
That's it.
And that's all you need to do. And then it pours out all the nasty stuff. And then your nice dry salad is right there. It's perfect.
Now, here's the thing we were talking about, Guy. 2.5 quarts. Look at what comes off your greens, by the way. And wait till you see kale, herbs, berries. Yes, you got to be washing your berries. This is all the dirt, the grime, the grit that's living in those crevices, especially with kale and leafy greens and parsley, cilantro, etc. But look at this. You want dry salad for a couple reasons. One, so you don't eat that. But two, your dressing sticks to the leaves, so it doesn't get sopping wet. That's how you want to dress your salad. And Guy, we were saying 2.5 quarts is the ideal size for 1, 2, even 3, 4 people. That's a great size. And every salad spinner you see in the market is this big. Right. And you got to hand crank it.
And just so you know, that is a lot of salad in there. I'll take this bowl and I will show you.
Please.
How much salad is inside here.
2.5 quarts is a great capacity. And you're going to use it every day for your herbs, your greens, your kale.
That's a lot of salad. Like that's perfect for 2 people right there.
That's
maybe
perfect
even
for 3 people.
So we have this available in colors if you want to pick it up. It comes in red, it comes in black, and then I think we're calling this moss sage. 2 different colors. We only have about 900 of these left in the sage if you want to get it. Listen, all right, we're down to 600. No, we're down to 600 already. Everything in this show is free shipping. So if you want to pick this up, look at the deal price. We took $5 off. So it's $19.95, perfect for your salads for every day. And you could even do your salad and actually store it in here. Just take the unit, put it right in the refrigerator.
Comes with that handle.
So we have the sage, we have the red, and we have the black. And of course, you get the strainer built in. As I said, it's mostly 5-star reviews. I don't know about you, but I mean, you could do anything in it. You could do any kind of produce in it.
I'm going to show you herbs. I'm going to show you berries. I'm going to show you kale. But here's why I love it. The size, the ease. Look at how you have this little handle right at the top. I'm just giving it a little spin, and then the momentum is doing the work. This isn't like that pull one or the big one that's cumbersome. 2.5 quarts is the right size. And look, without any effort, look at the speed that you can do it. If you've got dexterity issues, this is for you. If you're an empty nester, this is for you. Look at what comes off your parsley and cilantro and mint. Look at the grime, the grit. And this is the thing. With leafy things like parsley or cilantro, it's all embedded in those leaves. You gotta wash it off. And I think a lot of people out there, Guy, are giving things a token rinse. They just take them under the sink, give it a little rinse, and off you go. That's not really washing out that grime and the grit. You wanna put your parsley, kale, berries, wash them and dry them off.
It's funny because in the old days, I used to just kind of rinse the berries under the sink. But you really
just do like this.
Yeah. Yep. You really need to soak the berries for a minute or 2 and then pull the strainer out, dump out the water. And actually, you don't even have to pull the strainer out. You can dump it right out just like that and then give them a spin. But make sure that they're really dry. The enemy of produce, berries, anything that you wash is residual water because that's going to cause them to kind of get nasty, get funky on the bottom of wherever you're storing them. And by the way, we have these little storage compartments coming up.
Those are great.
In a little bit that are coming up. They're silicone storage.
The berries.
Put those into your refrigerator too. So look, and then if you look at what's in that bowl.
All that grit. Guess what? When you look at a raspberry, a blackberry, look at the crevices when you think about it. It's embedded with grit and grime. You can't just scrub this under the sink, washy-washy, and then off you go. You need to really dry it and look at all that grit that comes off your raspberries, your blackberries, etc. Now, Guy made a great point. You want to dry berries, parsley, herbs, greens for a reason. They stay fresher longer. If I just wash off my raspberries like that and put in my fridge, that water is embedded now and
you know what I do too after I rinse them and I put them, because a lot of times I'll rinse them, but I always put a paper towel underneath them in whatever you're storing them in to get that residue, and you should change that out like every few days. I mean, you're spending a lot of money on, especially on berries. I buy strawberries and I buy blueberries and I buy watermelon pollen, all that stuff, which leaches out a lot of liquid. So you want to make sure they're nice and dry, and this is the best way to do it. I love the little hand crank. I love the size of it. Guys, we just doubled our call volume. So if you want one of these, the best way to do it, the best way to be able to do it is the QR code, all right? And I got people buying 2 and 3 sets of these things. They're fantastic. If you have an RV or even a boat, and you're like, you know what, I'd love to have a fresh salad out there. You can take this wherever you go. And as I said before, it's small enough that you can just leave your salad in there. I would put a paper towel at the bottom, leave your salad in there, and then just put it right in the refrigerator, and now it's nice and fresh whenever you need it. So again, very, very busy. Everything in the show is free shipping. We also took the price from $24.95 down to $19.95. We get a lot of things in the show that are under 20 bucks. 300 people have already picked it up, all right? 300. Look at the size of it.
The size. You just read my mind.
I mean, follow me back. I'm going to go back to the refrigerator. Come on back. So this is what I love about it, because I don't know about your refrigerator. Mine is actually relatively organized, but what's nice about that is that I can even put that in the side of the fridge, because now I could never do that with the big colander. And how many times do you use your big colander, right? You probably don't even use it for salad because it's not worth it. When you have something that's this size, it makes it so easy and so convenient, and then you can bring it right out, pop the lid off, take your salad which you want, put the lid back on, and then you pop it right in, Chef.
So you got the size. You also, in those large ones, you're hand cranking like this. If you've got dexterity issues, 2 fingers. You're giving it a little spin. Let the momentum do the job. That's the right size, the right functionality, and you're gonna do your herbs, you're gonna do your greens, you're gonna do your kale, you're gonna do your berries, especially if you're getting it at the farmer's market. All those leafy nooks and crannies of kale, greens, herbs, they are embedded with dirt.
You know what's one of the worst
Look
ones?
at that.
One of the worst culprits? Broccoli.
Broccoli
it's funny
also.
because people don't think, they think by rinsing broccoli it's good, but you really need to soak. You have to soak that stuff for a couple minutes.
Cauliflower
and then,
too?
Yeah, pour off the water. Yeah, because these things all grow on the ground, right, or near the ground. So soak it for a couple minutes, then pour out that water, give it a couple of spins. I would, if you're doing veggies, it's funny because people, it's like they get lazy when it comes to that. Like they'll make the most extravagant meal, but the prep, nobody likes to do it. This makes the prep so much easier. All right, colors. Most popular, I'm going to say, is black. The moss.
The moss is nice.
The moss is the boss is the moss. All right, so that is the most popular. And again, it is really so simple to use. You simply pop what you want in there. There's a little spindle right there, and you put your lid on, you grab the handle, and you spin it, right? And you can get this thing going like a boat motor. I mean, that thing's going.
Yeah, it's great.
Right? That's the dang boat motor right there.
You know the hand crank,
I gotta make sure. I think
it's
I said
not the hand crank.
I gotta make sure I don't say any more bad words. I think I said a bad word when I kicked Danny out, so I apologize for that. But it's because he's like in my house. A couple of guys. We don't really watch our language that much. But actually, he's in an apartment now. He lives with his girlfriend, so I'm sure there's lots of bad words over there too. But anyway, if you want to get it. We are getting close to 600 gone. We've only had this on air for about 5 minutes, so it is going very quickly. I got people buying 3 and 4 of these. It's a really, really good deal. For $19.95 of those, do you know of those 605 people, 8, 10, 12, whatever it is, 250 are brand new customers, which I love
that.
because as I said, I might be going, but HSN is continuing. So you're still going to get the great deals. We're still going to have the great guests. We have wonderful hosts. A lot of our hosts went up there. Some of us just, really couldn't get up there for whatever reason, but everybody is on good terms. Everybody is wonderful, and we're excited for you guys to do that. But this is my last show here in St. Pete. I said before, don't worry. You can find me on Guy Yovan on Instagram, Guy Yovan on Facebook, Guy Yovan. Just type Guy Yovan.
I'm going to bug you. I'm going to find you and bug you.
And remember, this is a quick, easy step to guarantee that you're having the best possible food, the best produce.
Look at that.
And you can
it's
see
easy.
Yep.
2.5 quarts and nothing to hand crank. I give it a couple, all you need is 2 fingers on the top.
Yeah.
And I give it a couple spins, off it goes. You're gonna do your berries, your herbs, your greens, your kale. I'm gonna show you potatoes as well. Look at the grimy grit water that you're not eating. And also notice something else. Notice how my berries, my herbs, they're not disintegrating. So it's not like it's getting crushed. They're still beautiful and plump and fresh, but they're not dirty. That's the key. All that grit, grime, that's what you want to be scrubbing.
Hey, look at all the little bits and pieces.
And see the little bits? That's what's living in those crevices.
And people think, well, a lot of it is, these are all hydroponic things. They don't get dirty. No, they still have little bits and pieces of soil and everything that's on there and the debris that comes off of the leaves themselves. And you really don't want to eat that. stuff. You want to have nice, clean produce. This is the way to do it. A $20 bill gets it home.
Mushrooms
Dude,
guy.
now, let me ask you as a chef.
Yep.
All right? I've heard mixed reviews on it. There are chefs that say you should use a dry towel to clean your mushrooms, and there are chefs that say, no, they're filthy, you need to wash them. What do you do?
Here's the thing. Some chefs say take a toothbrush. Listen, I got 2 little kids. I'm not brushing my mushrooms. Here's the trick to
Even
mushrooms.
with an electric toothbrush, he's not doing it.
I'm not doing it. Berries, mushrooms, herbs. This isn't a situation where you go to the sink, go, ksh, okay, they're clean. And I know a lot of us are doing that. With my mushrooms, where all that grit and grime is embedded in them, I will wash them, dry them, and then cook them.
Yeah,
the
that's what I
trick
do.
with mushrooms is you can't store them because they really like moisture. With berries, however, you can store it in your fridge like that.
And don't wash your mushrooms until you're ready to use them.
Until you're ready to
because
use
they
them.
will
That's
will hold water, and holding water is not good. And then what I do with mine, I do the same chef. I'm glad I do it like chef does.
Yeah,
I
wash
wash them. They're filthy. All right, and those are, believe it or not, those are grown like hydroponically.
Yep.
They still get dirty. And what I do though is I turn them cap side up so that they drain like an umbrella, and I put those right on a paper towel and I let them sit. Look at that.
You gotta wash them.
You know how dirty
filthy.
Potatoes are in the ground.
Can I give you another one, guy, that I don't
Worms
have any here? Can I give you another one?
Yeah.
This one shocks people. Frozen shrimp. Get your frozen shrimp,
yeah, you gotta
give it a
wash
rinse,
those.
and dry it. And wait till you see the frothy water that comes off your frozen shrimp.
And by the way,
a lot of people don't realize that.
And here's another tip that I'll give you. If you buy frozen, pre-cooked shrimp,
Gotta wash it, scrub it, and dry it.
I boil them again.
Well,
because
I don't
you know what
blame you.
happens? They come to life.
Yep.
And that fishy water that is on the outside of frozen shrimp goes away. I take a half a lemon, I squeeze it in the boiling water, and I just pop them in there literally for 60 seconds.
That's it.
Take them out, ice water, dry them really well in here.
Yep.
And then you can have your Caesar salad with shrimp or whatever you want. All right.
It's a must.
So we have 500 people shopping right now that want to buy this. The best way to order it is to go down to that little box down there. That's called our QR code. Hold your phone in front of it with the camera on. It'll automatically take you to HSN. And you can buy as many of these as you want. This is moss. All right. We have it in red. And I also have it in black. And again, the real thing I love about this, as to the ease of using it, is how easily it stores.
I think a lot of people don't realize when they're just giving things a token rinse under the sink, whether it's your parsley, your berries, your mushrooms, your greens, your kale, even your frozen shrimp.
It's like a swamp.
This is the swamp water you're getting rid of. And this is the right size at 2.5 quarts. It's the right everyday size. Again, we talked about this off air. Every other salad spinner is this big, and you've got to, like a lawnmower, hand crank it. This is the right 2.5 quart size, and all you do is give it a little spin, and all of a sudden, you're not doing a token rinse anymore. You're actually getting the grime and the grit off.
Sage,
it's good.
Last call. We have 700 sold in sage. It doesn't really matter what color you get, but if you like sage, you better get it now. All right, Chef and I are spending the next hour and 45 minutes together, so we're gonna go over, and what I love about this brand